Hello, everyone. If you don't know what's happening, last weekend there was a tournament called Mr. Classic. Mr. Classic was a pretty special tournament. It was featuring the Scroots format. We'll talk more about what the Scroots format is in the next slide, but one of the decks that we saw in action at that tournament was a blue/Egyptian deck piloted by Charles. And I was fortunate enough to get the deck list, and we're going to do a deck tech on this Scroots deck right now. So stay tuned. And thank you, Charles, for the deck list and for talking to me about the deck. All right, so first off, if you don't know what Scroots is, it is simply you take all the cards with scrolls and all the cards with roots, you get the Scroots format. So what do I mean by that? You should know what the roots set is. It has this new redemption set that came out last year, has these pretty green tree icons, reprinting classic cards, adding new cards. And the scroll set contains all these sets here. Redemption has maybe 29 years of history behind it. And so up to a certain point, they were printing cards with scroll icons on them. So any set before 2010, approximately, and they look like this. They have the scroll icon right here. So that's what they mean by scrolls. So just like a good rule of thumb, if the card has a scroll on it or a roots icon, you can play it in Scroots format. So anyways, let's get into the deck. All right. So this deck is built around the power of Benjamin. It says if all your human heroes and player Genesis heroes, Genesis enhancements cannot be negated. So Benjamin has really strong stats. He's a 1/1. It means he's great for getting initiative. He's playing a lot of battle-winning Genesis enhancements, like Joseph before Pharaoh, which can capture a human, Reuben's torn clothes. I'm trying to remember which version he said he was playing. I'm not sure if it was this one or not. Anyways, forgiveness of Joseph. Convert all human characters in battle to blue heroes. Opponent may return any number of those characters to owner hand. So just having this as a cannot be negated battle winner is like pretty solid. He's also running Joseph, which says enhancements with Joseph in title reference cannot be negated. And so that's going to mean obviously forgiveness of Joseph cannot be negated. Joseph before Pharaoh cannot be negated. Stuff like that. To get Joseph or Benjamin out, he's using Rachel. Rachel can exchange with Joseph or Benjamin in deck or discard pile. And if Joseph or Benjamin die, Judah can go exchange with Joseph or Benjamin from the discard pile as well. Eve is just a great card to find humans off the top of your deck. Manessa is just another character with low initiative that helps you play your battle winners early and often. And Jacob's really solid. If you can do Jacob banded to Captain, you can have a great fight by the numbers attack. Let's talk a bit about the defense. It's also using these characters that have really low initiative numbers to let him play the first enhancement in battle. So Pharaoh's Baker and Pharaoh's Cupbearer 0/3, which means they're probably going to get initiative unless you're playing against another Benjamin or Joseph deck. But you can play cards like Failed Objective, which will discard your character in battle and protect all lost souls from rescue. Cards like this are really good because the opponent doesn't have a chance to negate this. It doesn't give them initiative. Same with Wonders Forgotten. Select up to 4 good cards from one player's discard pile, remove them from the game. Battle ends. Cannot be negated. So if you just have enough defense to create the battle being a stalemate, when you play this card is going to be fantastic. And lastly, besieging the city, opponent may not draw cards or make a rescue attempt next turn. You can imagine how powerful a card like this would be, effectively stealing a whole turn from the opponent. Both defenses are running cards that draw cards and play enhancements. So this one says, holder may draw 3 cards and play the next enhancement. Swift horses say, interrupt the battle, draw 3 cards, play next enhancement. Egyptian horses say, interrupt the battle, draw 2 cards, fused by Egyptian, play the next evil enhancement. These cards are really powerful in Scroots. It's no wonder he's playing them here. As for the evil characters, you may be wondering, why is he playing Spirit of Temptation? Well, imagine you have Spirit of Temptation, you underdeck a card from your hand, underdeck Given to Egypt, which says capture all heroes in opponent's territory. Then you can ban evil Egyptian magicians. Reveal the top or bottom card of your deck. If it's evil, add it to hand and draw 1, or add it to battle. So if you put this on the bottom of your deck, then ban to Egyptian magicians, you can capture all the heroes in their territory. And oftentimes, they won't have initiative, and they won't be able to negate that. So like imagine you do Spirit, band it to Egyptian magicians, you can play your battle ender, or even being able to underdeck a card like Wonders Forgotten or Failed Objective, and then adding it straight to battle with Egyptian magicians, it's going to be enough to get you the block. Egyptian Magicians is also a magician you can equip your magic charms to. This card is fantastic because you can activate it on your Egyptian magicians, And then during battle, you can discard it to capture up to 2 human heroes. Stocks is also a very powerful option to just snipe characters and territories. Effect like this is pretty strong. And to generate some card velocity, he's playing I Am Creator, which allows him to really dig for his cards like Benjamin and Joseph. For dominance, he's running Falling Away, Christian Martyr, Angel of the Lord, Grapes of Wrath, Mayhem, New Jerusalem, and Son of God. And for fortresses, you're running Pithom, which I guess can slow opponents down by underdecking good cards in territory. And Storehouse, this is not the one maybe you're used to. This is the OG one. I guess the best reason to play Storehouse is so you can use it to draw cards with Dreaming Pharaoh, but I honestly don't see like a good enough reason to keep it in the deck besides this interaction here. In Lost Soul package, he's running Wanderer, Punisher, Lost Souls, Hopper, Female Only Lost Soul, Cannot Be Prevented Lost Soul, Star 4 or Greater Lost Soul, and New Testament Only Lost Soul. So that's the deck. There's no reserve. There's not a single card in this deck can get cards from the reserve. So there's no need to even build a reserve here. So stay tuned. We're going to do more Scroots deck techs later. But I hope you like this one, breaking down the Egyptians and Benjamin deck.